Welcome to the My Brain, My Happiness podcast. My name is Joe, and on each episode, it is my goal to spread awareness on mental health. No, I'm not a therapist, a psychiatrist, or a medical doctor. I'm just a guy who has had a lifelong relationship with mental illness, specifically OCD. Together with you, I want to blow the roof off the stigma that comes with having a mental illness. You need to know you're not alone. I promise this podcast will be upbeat and positive. My goal with each episode is to make you understand that you don't have to take this on alone or in silence. Now let's change some lives. Well. Welcome to another episode of My Brain, My Happiness. This is Joe Dillon. And today, before I even get started, we're on episode number 18, getting close to 20 episodes done. And, when I first started this, they said most people who do podcasts don't get past 3 episodes. So fuck that noise. I'm on episode 18. And how about that episode last week with my daughter? Unbelievable. She killed it. And I am really considering doing a father-daughter podcast thing, changing a whole format. I mean, still talk about, mental health and all that, but have her on every episode. Who knows? I don't know. The kid's busy. She's a pharmacist, so she's got a lot of shit going on. Today I want to talk about happiness and the fact that we don't necessarily find happiness. We have to fucking create happiness. What? How does that make any sense? Well, I'll tell you how it makes sense. Our brain is made up of fucking thousands and thousands of thoughts a day, like 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day. 90% of those fucking things are negative thoughts. It's true. I know. It's hard to believe, but it's true. And so what do you have to do? You have to fucking change the script and bring happiness into your life by not thinking positive, because when you're having a negative thought and you're in this fucking place of, worry and stress and all that, it's not so easy to flip the switch, right? And all of a sudden be thinking positive. It's just our brains are not wired that way. We can't do it. You can't just flip that switch off. You gotta work through whatever you gotta work through mentally and whatever. So that's what I mean by you can't find happiness. You got to bring happiness into your life. So you have to do that with actions. We have to do things like reach out to loved ones, do nice things for people, just keep repeating these positive actions over and over again until they become habits. And then when they become habits, they bring positivity into our lives. We all have things that we worry about. Even though, we know that worrying's not going to change anything, we don't have the total mind power, like I said, to switch over and think happy thoughts. Because why? Because our thoughts are automatic. We wake up and think of it as little screenshots throughout the day. We get up, we look at our phone, right? Then we may go downstairs and we still look at our fucking phone. Then we're at work and we're looking at our computer screen, and then maybe we're back to our iPads, and then before you know it, you're watching TV. It's like we're fucking watching just, screens all day. You're not doing anything. You're not taking any action to bring happiness into your life. So that's where things have to change. And so let's talk more about that. Let's talk more about taking positive action. And because you know why? It is so much easier to control our actions than to control our thoughts. Because it's nearly impossible to control our thoughts. Because like I said, our brain just puts itself in fucking drive and goes. Right? It just goes. Yeah, we think about things during, we have problems we got to try to figure out. And, it's funny. We all think we're fucking computers. We all think that we can have this thing come to our head, we can process it and spit it out and fucking problem solved. Guess what? It doesn't work that way. And a lot of times when negative things happen to us, we dwell on those more than the positive things. Why is that? Because that's how our brain works. Our brain is such a fucked up thing. It is such an interesting thing, but it's a fucked up thing. And so I'll give you an example, right? So you go in, you're having a one-on-one with your boss, right? And he or she will lay down all of these fucking things that you're doing great, right? We'll go on and on, list, 10 items. You're killing this, you're doing that. I'm happy with your work here. I'm happy with work. The only thing I want you to improve on is this. Now you hang up the phone or you leave the office. What are you fucking thinking about? Are you thinking about the 10 or 15 good things you said that he or she said you did? Nope. You're focused on the one fucking thing that he said you need to improve on. Right? Because that's how our brain works. It sucks. Pisses me off. And it's just a hard thing to overcome. You can't. In fact, you can't overcome it. But if you start changing your actions and you start doing things that bring positivity into your life, that'll bring happiness into your life. I'll give you another example. This podcast. I had thought about doing a podcast for months and months. I had talked about it with one of my friends. We were going to do a podcast together. And one day I just was like, fuck it. And I bought a microphone and I got some free software and I started doing podcasts about something that's very near and dear to my heart, mental health awareness and motivational type stuff, positivity. I am trying to leave a mark on the world that when you listen to me or you run into me, I try to make your day better than it was before you saw me. That brings me happiness. If I can bring some sort of relief to you, then that makes me happy. And I talk to you from a place of experience. I don't talk to you from a place of like a therapist or psychiatrist, because I'm not one of those. I talk to you from a place of having mental illness. And I do a lot of research on these podcasts, and I watch a lot of videos, and then, I scribble notes down and I translate what I'm hearing from other people into my own life and my own experiences and how I deal with them. And then I regurgitate them back out to you. No, I don't plagiarize, but I need to go out there and do my research. I mean, it's not easy to come up with something to talk about every podcast. So that's where I find my happiness. Those are the actions that I take. And yeah, there's work that goes into it. But to me, the work is worth it. Because it feels like it's my purpose. And from when you have a purpose, then you build habits, and the habits will bring happiness. See how that'll work? It's like a chain. See how that works? It's like a chain effect. And nothing can bring you more happiness than to build relationships with people and that have meaning, right? I'm not talking about the amount of people that you hang out with. I'm talking about the quality of the relationships of the people that you hang out with. You could have 1 million fucking people in your circle, but a lot of them may just be acquaintances. Doesn't mean they're bad people, but you have those special people in your life that you've built a strong bond with, that you can tell them anything and they tell you anything, and you make each other happy. And that is building a strong relationship. And that is literally one of the most powerful gifts that you can give yourself. Studies have shown it, that having good relationships is an unbelievable positive impact on your life. Eliminating loneliness, which happens to be one of the biggest fucking problems of depression right now. It's ridiculous. So when I talk about taking actions to make yourself happy, it's almost like exercising your brain. It's like going to the gym for your brain. You start to build these habits, and as you do them more and more, and you tell people nice things, and you do good things, and you go out and you just do things to make you happy, these become habits, and then they start to get ingrained in you, and that becomes like permanent happiness. You will start to do things on a regular basis that make you happy. You're still going to have your negative thoughts because that's just the way our brain is wired, right? But when you take actions to make yourself happy, you're going to be happy. Not going to be happy all the time. That's not a realistic thought. I mean, being sad and being down, being mad, and all that. Those are just normal human emotions. But if you're living a life that you do not find fulfilling, right, and you feel like you need more, and I'm not talking about, oh, I want more money, or I want a nicer car, or I want a bigger house. That's not going to bring you fucking happiness, man. That's just materialistic things. Listen, I know. I have gone through a bunch of cars because I get bored and I think I'm going to get this new car. It's going to make, and I'm happy for like, I don't know, like 3 months. And then I'm bored with it again. So, but when I go golfing and I'm out with my friends playing golf, I am happy for the 4.5 hours or so that I'm out there. When I watch golf videos on YouTube, or I have a YouTube channel that I do golf stuff on, right? If you're ever looking for it, it's called Joey D's Golf Journey. And, I do reviews of clubs, and I'm going to be out there this golf season fucking around with my buddy Kevin, and we're going to have a good time. Now, that golf YouTube channel may turn into nothing, but I still love making the videos. It brings me joy. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't have to, I don't have to be this huge success and have 3 million followers and have sponsors and all kinds of money. I just enjoy doing it. And that's what I mean by taking actions to make yourself happy. So there isn't a whole lot more to say on this, right? The bottom line is, here we go. Here's the bottom line. We have the human brain, and our brain is the most powerful tool in our tool belt to get things done, right? It is. But it also, a lot of times, runs on fucking automatic. It just does its own thing. It thinks its own thoughts, positive or negative. They're just there. And they're thousands and thousands of thoughts a day, right? And so you can't just expect yourself to be able to turn off negative things and all of a sudden feel good. So I'm going to repeat this. You need to take action to make yourself you don't find happiness, you create happiness. I'll say that again. You don't find happiness, you create happiness. And a lot of times these habits that you are forming to create happiness will turn into passion. And from there, it can lead to whatever. You could find your purpose in life. And at the same time, be happy. So go out and do some nice things for people. Tell your husband or your wife you love them. Send your friend a text message to tell them how much they mean to you. Whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter. Whatever you want to do, whatever you do that brings joy to your life, you should start doing on a more regular basis. And as you do that, you're going to find yourself to be a happier and happier person. And we all deserve to be happy. I love being happy. I hate being sad. But you got to deal with all the emotions. But anyways, this has been a great podcast. I love talking to you guys, even though nobody's talking back to me, but I still love it. And so I want to wish you guys a great day, a great weekend. Enjoy the Super Bowl. But most of all, spread some love in this world. Make a positive impact. And be a good person. You've been listening to My Brain, My Happiness. This is Joe Dillon. And I want to tell you all, I love you. And thanks for listening. Peace, everybody. Oh, yeah.